guys, it's Kat and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, it's another episode of Catflix. For those of you who do not know, Catflix is a series here on my channel wherein I review movies, series, K-dramas, or some random videos. Today we are gonna review one of the most top viewed series on Netflix, The Money Heist, or Casa De Papel. Exactly 2 days ago, Netflix released the first volume of the season 5. So before that, let me just say some of my expectations before it was released. First, I thought Alicia will be one of them because she uses iPhone, and they say when a character uses an iPhone on a movie or a series, they will not end up as a villain. Second is that Tokyo will be alive because first and foremost, she's the narrator from the very beginning, from the season 1. And people had the theory that Tokyo will only be the one who will survive the heist because she will be captivated by the police, and the way she was narrating, she was telling that story to her inmates. And on the first half of the volume 1, I thought Helsinki will die. So now let's talk about the new things or the new discoveries or the new revelations of the volume 1. So the opening scene of the volume 1 starts when Lisbon came back to the bank and Alicia finds out about the stormwater tank and she caught Professor there. That's why they all thought that Professor was already captivated by the police. So Professor said that this heist was 20 years in the making. The heist was originally planned by Berlin, who died on the season 1. They introduced Berlin's son, Raphael, who's an engineer with a post-degree in cybersecurity and with an MIT in Massachusetts. So technically, Berlin was the one who gave him money to study those things, and little did he know that Berlin will eventually let him join the heist. So the main conflict of the volume 1 revolved around when the military went inside the bank. At first, the military didn't want to join the heist because they only want to go when it's abroad and no one was watching them, no government, no police was watching them. It just means that they're doing something that they didn't want others to see. To think the fact that this heist is a police issue, not a military one. And the main reason why the police was hesitant to get the military into the heist is that once the military entered the bank, they will kill everyone. It will be a murder. Even the hostages will die. Their priority was to kill and not to save. But still, the police pushed through and let the military go into the bank. Why? Because mainly, they want to cover up their mistakes, they want to cover up their corruption, and everything that they do connected with the government without the people knowing. It's a complete fraud. They even made up things, even Nairobi's death, about how Alicia betrayed them, and about the case of Arturo that the people inside the heist didn't resuscitate him. They only did it in order to protect themselves, not the people. So when the military came in, it was just like a war. It's like a COD, Call of Duty. The colonel didn't follow the deal that he had with Lisbon because Lisbon already released Gandia that time. But the military still went into the bank. And lastly, we saw the way they put focus on Tokyo, on how she was discovered by Professor, on how she was recruited by the team, by the gang. She's one of the most talented people in the heist, but also the most dangerous one. We saw her past, we saw her first love, the way she regretted, and the way she blamed herself on what happened with his boyfriend. But I'm not saying that this heist will fall totally because I just noticed some signs and I'm gonna share it to you. First is that the start of the fall. They started to fall when the stormwater tank was discovered by Alicia. Because Lisbon clearly said that Professor doesn't have any backup plans, doesn't have a plan B, because he believes that plan A will work. It is the only way to get the gold out. Second is when Stockholm said, doesn't mean that it was successful before, it will be a successful one now. By merely her saying those things, give us some hints that this heist might not end well. And the third one is when the professor said sorry to everyone. I don't know if it was just an act for Alicia or it was really a true and sincere one, because we clearly saw each and every one of them cry. There was a line saying, "Looks like we are starting to improvise," and that's how people get killed in a heist. Because during a heist, everything was planned. That is why Tokyo was so shocked when she knew that there was no plan B, it was only plan A, and that if plan A didn't work, they will have no choice but to improvise. The first and number one sign is that when she got that nipper in the CR. I mean, why will she do that? Why will she went to the CR and look for something, for some weapon or for something that will protect her if she knows that professor already accepted her in the gang, right? And I can clearly remember when she told the professor, "You are here to break the law and I'm here to stop you." I think it was a sign that she will never join the gang and she will remain faithful to the police even if the police betrayed her. The white flag. We saw how Lisbon, Tokyo, and Stockholm went outside, get that white flag, and raise it outside. It is a symbolism of peace and hope. They did that because they thought that professor was being captivated by the police. But he wasn't. Alicia's baby, or baby Victoria. She has actually 3 symbolisms. First, she was the hope of her mother because Alicia lost everything because her husband died before, and she lost everything, her job, her status, everything. Second is that the birth of the baby was the start of the war. It was the start when the military entered the bank. And lastly, her birth symbolizes that Alicia joins the gang. I think so. The gold. It symbolizes their success, but there was a line when Professor said that the gold wasn't important. When the Professor Angels went outside the bank, the sun hits Tokyo's face and it was her sign of freedom. That she could finally breathe and she was already outside the heist. Military. It symbolizes massacre. Because just like what I've said, their priority is to kill, not to save. Arturo's death was the symbolism of Stockholm's downfall. Because Arturo was the biological father of Cincinnati, that is why if the heist goes wrong, someone will be there for Cincinnati. And Stockholm's delusions of Arturito is a sign of her conscience. But to be frank, we also know that Arturo will get that gun behind him and that he will also kill Monica. The kernel symbolizes those type of people who will do everything just to protect themselves. No law, no rights. That it's just okay for him to people suffer just to save himself. The 12 kilos of gold. It symbolizes power. How Berlin taught his son about being a thief. The name Tokyo itself symbolizes first, her first love, and the second time she chose Tokyo was the time when her life changed. 5 bullets. It reminded Tokyo of her samurai, and that samurai symbolizes death of her first love. Just having friends isn't enough, you gotta really feel them. It was a flashback when Nairobi said it to Tokyo. As we grow older, we will realize that we don't need a lot of friends, but we only need the people who truly love, who genuinely care, and who really supports us in whatever we do. Because in society nowadays, people often want to have a lot of friends to be around with them. I mean, it's not wrong to have a lot of friends around you, but you should know who to trust on. Just like in the heist, they are willing to sacrifice themselves, they are willing to sacrifice their own lives just to protect the gang, just to protect the whole heist. And if it's not friendship, I don't know what it is. So a true friendship is technically a family. A lot of people believe we only find one true love in our lives, but what they don't realize is that you can have several lives. Tokyo said it when she was having a flashback in her own life and when she was about to die. The fondest memory that she wanted to relive that moment when she was with her first love. We all thought that true love will only come once in our lives, but just like what Tokyo said, it will not just be once in a lifetime, because the moment you healed from your past love, it will be another life for you. It will be another true love for you. Professor and Lisbon. Professor really dug 12-meter tunnel in order for Lisbon to escape the National Court. She also made her ride all over the Madrid in an attacked helicopter, and he also got her back in the bank with 3,000 cops watching them. Professor is willing to do whatever it takes just to save Lisbon. If it is not love, I don't know what it is. Rio and Tokyo. Their love for each other was just so pure and genuine. They only want what's best for each other. It's a type of I'll die for you kind of love. And the season 3, 4, and 5 will not happen if it wasn't because of them. If it wasn't because of Tokyo and Rio's love story, right? Tokyo is willing to do whatever it takes just to bring Rio back. And on the other hand, Rio was also there for Tokyo. He was there drilling the wall. Even if he knows that it was already too late, he's still there for Tokyo. Tokyo and Denver, it was a pure love for friendship, a pure love for a sister. He really didn't want to leave Tokyo that time. He even carried her. He really wanted to save Tokyo. Selfish love is for the Colonel because it's just okay for him to make people suffer just to save himself. It's a scary kind of love that we didn't want to have. Growth. We all saw Tokyo's growth, that even if we know her as the most reckless one, she became selfless and she sacrificed her own life for everyone. She was able to learn how to control and to weigh things. Denver with Stockholm. Denver's life before was far different from what he has with Stockholm. He learned how to be contented with her and he learned how to love her so much. Parenthood. For Stockholm, we saw how she loves her child so much that she's willing not to kill the person can kill her too. She's willing to be blinded just to save the biological father of her child. For Alicia, she even sacrificed her pride, her dignity, her beliefs just to save her child. And I hope she wouldn't betray Professor because Professor helped her with the delivery of her child. I hope conscience will knock her. Friendship and family. We all saw how genuine they are with each other and how they are willing to sacrifice their own lives for each other. And if it is not true friendship or true family, I don't know what it is. Just really love how they bond with each other. It is so pure and it is so genuine. So we will now go to the debate part of this vlog. Hey you guys, so I'm with my mother and my sister for another debate wherein we will talk about the Money Heist Season 5 Volume 1. So this talks about more about the theories that might happen on the Volume 2 and on the finale season or episodes of the Money Heist. So the first question is, what is the role of Berlin's son on Volume 2? Will the son of Berlin come?
Pinakilala na siya eh. Nandun na siya.
So anong role niya?
Magnanakaw din siya. Tropa din siya ni Professor.
So paano nga siya pupunta?
Hindi ko alam.
Invite
Kasali na rin siya sa heist.
Paano siya pupunta sa heist?
Ayun nga pala, patay na si Berlin.
Yung anak! Nanood pa to? Yung anak!
Oo nga, wala nga palang papapakilala sa kanila, professor.
Kilala na yun.
Pupunta siyang pilit dyan, tingnan mo, coming soon.
Eh di ba sabi ni Lisbon wala nang plan B? Eh bakit pupunta
Meron niya,
pa?
yun yung the end.
Umiiyak si Professor nung nag-goodbye.
Mamamatay din siya.
Pinatay si Professor.
Papatay siya ni Alicia, may hawak na nipper si Alicia eh.
Second question, why did Alicia get the nipper and hide it on her sleeves?
Kasi nga si Alicia, kahit ginawa na ni Professor ng kabutihan, demonyo talaga si Alicia. Papatayin niya rin si Professor.
Ako protection.
Protection lang, pero hindi niya papatayin si Professor.
May mamamatay ba sa nipper? Next!
Feel ko kakat niya yung connection sa loob.
Ang daming wire nun. Napudpud na yung nipper.
Isa-isa niya yung wire. Magiging kontrabida pa rin si Alicia sa Volume 2.
Sa akin babae. Makipagkwentuhan siya kay... Makipagkwentuhan pa siya, diba? Sinabi pa niya yung pangalan ng anak niya. Pero may nipper pa rin siya.
The third question, dun sa part na mamamatay na si Tokyo, hinawakan siya sa balikat ni Alicia. Ano yung dapat sa tingin yung sasabihin niya kay Professor that time?
Iko-comfort niya lang. Oo nga.
Hindi, ibig sabihin ni Alicia,
Andun lang siya.
walang nangyari sa grupo mo, mamamatay din lahat.
Feel ko may alam si Alicia.
Ano alam niya?
Paano pwede pang masave si Tokyo dun?
Wala, hindi na masisave si Tokyo.
Oh, fourth question. Namatay ba talaga si Tokyo? Kasi may nakita ko sa Twitter na it was just a dream sa ending nun. Pagkagising niya, nakakoma siya.
Sa akin na namatay.
Paano
Pinanood ko
namatay?
yung behind the scene eh. Sabi niya, and
Oo,
that.
sabi niya,
I
goodbye.
just died. O, di namatay na siya. Tapos
Oo.
nagbabay na sila kay Ursula.
Namatay si Ursula.
Nangyari dun sa 4 na granada fireworks.
Hindi nga, sabi nga nila, dream lang daw yun. Kasi doon sa first love ni Tokyo, binaril lang yung jowa niya, pero di binaril si Tokyo.
Eh, kasi nga, malayo na si Tokyo sa mga polis.
Patay na
love
si
story
Tokyo.
niya. Patay na si
Hindi-
Tokyo.
Buhay pa!
Patay na.
Oh, hindi patay. If Stockholm was conscious and not hallucinating, will she able to save Tokyo?
Paano nag-hallucinate siya kay Arturo eh?
May in-inject nga sa kanya, di ba, morphine?
Kanino?
Tulog siya.
Tulog siya.
Nakatulog siya.
Oh my
nun.
God.
Oo, maliligtas. Kasi siya rin na nakadiscover dun sa
Ay,
tungkol sa
oo.
dumbwaiter eh.
Oo
Siya
nga
lang rin
pala.
nagsabi kay Denver, hindi naman na alam nila Denver yun, hindi naman nakita.
Ay,
eh.
oo
Kung
nga.
una-una pa lang, nakita na nila yun, kaya siya gumawa sila ng parang Call of Duty doon. Eh di nabuhay si Tokyo. Gusto
nga
rin
pala.
patayin. Malata.
So, magagalit kaya si Denver, sisisihin niya kaya si Stockholm, tas mapupunta siya kay Manila.
Hindi. Sister lang talaga turing niya doon. Siyempre,
Stockholm.
sisisihin niya. Baka turukan pa ulit ng bagong
Oo, kasi
hanggat hindi na magising.
tinurukan yung sarili niya. Hindi niya tinurukan.
Oh, buhay si Tokyo. Next, may sinasabi sa Twitter na illusion lang daw ni Stockholm yung pagkamatay ni Tokyo.
Hindi.
Hindi illusion. Paano magiging illusion yun? Kalahati ng episode 5 tungkol doon nagbarilan, illusion lang yun. Ganun rin yung nangyari
Kay
doon,
Nairobi.
O, di ba tinanobak din ni Professor yung nangyari, paano niya nakilala? O, ganun
Sa
din si
susunod, pag kami nag-throwback na matagal, yun ang mamamatay.
Oo, yun lang yun.
Baka si professor na yun, tsaka si
Lisbon.
Lisbon.
Nakita ko rin sa Twitter, yung asawa daw ni Berlin na si Tatiana, tsaka si Alicia, iisa lang daw. Hindi niyo nakita yung resemblance? Magkamukha sila.
Parehas na sila ng kulay ng buhok. Eh di sana na-recognize na siya ni Professor. Asawa ni Berlin yan eh. Nakakaalam ng heist yan sa season 3 eh.
Anong magiging role rin nung Tatiana?
Wala, pinakita ba siya sa season 3?
Eh, may alam rin siya sa heist eh.
Matatapos na yung Money Heist, VOL.1 na yung next eh, di wala na. Saan nila isasaksak lahat ng karakter na from the past? Grabe, baka si Berlin mabuhay.
Ano yung role ni Tatiana? Feel ko siya yung magiging way para makapunta yung anak ni Berlin.
Si Rafael, mas mukhang train pa si Rafael kaysa kay Tatiana.
Is Arturito still alive?
Oo, sobra bayad dun eh. Magmula season 1 hanggang season 5, andun siya eh. Tsaka tingnan mo, hero nga, di ba? Hero.
Ilitaw na naman yun sa December.
Andun yan. Hindi mawawala yan.
Oo nga. Sa anong nakikita niyo mangyayari sa volume 2?
Makukuha nila yung gold, makakaligtas sila. Tapos kakampi na nila si Alicia dahil pinaanak. Tapos ang tutulong sa kanila, si Rafael.
Hindi kaya magiging fail yung heist?
Pangit yun pagka naging fail. Hindi maganda ending.
Hindi magiging fail doon kasi ang dami nilang hawak anti-government eh. Laban sa government eh. Tingnan mo, hindi nakapasok yung second batch na attack. Winartap nila si Colonel Tamayo. Doon pa lang, napigilan na nila yung gobyerno.
Pero pumasok pa rin yung military kahit na nagkasundo yung colonel at saka si
Yun nga,
Lisbon.
nagpipilit nga kasi yung militaryong pumasok na yun, di ba? Para mga prick itsura.
Hindi pa kasi alam ni Tamayo na may laban sa kanya, kaya malakas pa yung loob niya.
So, malaki yung possibility na magiging success yung
Oo,
magiging
yes.
successful yung heist.
Oo, makikita mo yung gold sa umping.
Kaya, Bella, ciao, Bella,
Ciao,
ciao,
Bella.
ciao, ciao, ciao!
So, that's it, guys. Going back to the vlog. So, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you like this review that I made. Don't forget to comment down below if you have any other video or series suggestions that you want me to review. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell button for you to get notified whenever I post another video. See you on my next one. Ciao, Bella. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Bye.